Let's talk about what to do if you have a child who is always negotiating with you when you are setting a boundary. This is really frustrating for a lot of the parents that I work with one-on-one or in group coaching. So I want to highlight it here. It's also a question that a lot of you have messaged me. So I'm going to unpack this with an example, and I am going to show you exactly what I used to do in my 20 plus years of working with kids and as a parent myself. You want to get in the habit of thinking the way a child thinks. You don't always want to see the world through your lens. You want to be able to see it the way that they're perceiving it. So what does this mean? Kids are, as Joe Newman says, like little scientists. They're constantly making meaning from experiences, and they're taking data. By design, younger children are always thinking about how can I get the outcome that I want, right? So let's use an example, and I'm going to explain exactly what I mean. Let's say your child loves playing on the iPad, and you know it's such a battle every time you have to set that boundary to take the iPad away or to put the iPad away. So in the past, you might say to your child, hey, in 5 minutes, it's time to put the iPad away. They say, okay, because now they're still playing. They're still totally absorbed with the activity. Then you go to set that boundary and you say, okay, that's it. It's time to put the iPad away. It's been 5 minutes. To you, the parent, that's a really clear boundary. And it is, right? You told them exactly what to do. They, however, go into their data points and they realize, oh, when they say those words, this happened another time. I said, please, can I have 5 more minutes? I'm not done. And then they got mad. And then they said, you better turn it off right now. No more time on the iPad. And then I got mad and I said, but my game's not done. And can I please just have 2 minutes to finish my game because it's not done? And I started to get really, really upset. And then they said, fine. And they were mad, but they let me have my 2 extra minutes. So this is how a child learns to negotiate. Likely somewhere in the past, it has been effective, or it's resulted in some type of outcome that is better for them. Rather than completely putting the iPad away, they got the 2 extra minutes to finish playing. You grow frustrated as the parent because you're like, you know what, I set a really clear boundary, and every single time here they come, always negotiating, never just listening, never cooperating. What's wrong with, and we sort of assume the problem lies with our child. So there's a complete disconnect, right? So instead, what you want to think about doing is, if your aim is to get them to just cooperate right from go and there is no negotiating, then I would talk to them about it ahead of time. Just go, hey, I'm noticing a lot of times when I'm asking you to do something, you're always answering back and saying, well, how about this instead, or another choice? And I get that because sometimes we don't want to have to change something that we really like or something that we're doing. But from now on, when I say it's time, it's going to be time. So here's what we're going to do. When it's time to put the iPad away, if you don't put it away, I will take it. We want to assign an action with our words. Then you're going to play this exact same scenario out and you're going to say, hey, 5 minutes, you got to put the iPad away. They're going to say, okay. You're going to say 5 minutes are up. They're going to get mad because, again, they go back into their data points, which tell them what to do so they can get a better outcome. You're going to say, if you can't put it away, remember, I'm going to take it. They're going to call your bluff because they don't believe you because that's not what's happened before. So then you have to actually go and take the iPad away. You're going to do this a few times, and I promise you the negotiations will stop. But you have to see it the way your kids see it. They're simply taking data points. They're figuring out how to get the outcome that they want. They're not doing it to defy you. They're not doing it because they're bad. They're not doing it because they don't want to listen or they don't want to cooperate. Kids are seeing the world this way. So instead, don't take it personal. Understand that they're developing this skill and show them through your actions how to cooperate and what it means when you actually set your boundary and that follow through piece. For more information, you guys can go to the link in my profile and download. I have a handful of free resources in my link, so make sure you grab those.